I think the A-line skirt might be the most hard-working piece in my wardrobe, and in today's video I want to sing the A-line skirt's praises and tell you why. Hello my lovelies, and welcome back to my little cottage by the sea. I'm Tara, and this is the place where I love to stitch and craft my way to a vintage inspired and as sustainable as possible lifestyle. In today's video I'm sharing all about my spring wardrobe hero, the A-line skirt. I can't get enough of it, and we're going to have a little look at its history, why I think it's so flattering, why it's brilliant for seasonality. I'll be sharing some of my recent makes, my recent versions of A-line skirts, and then also talk through briefly how you can draft your own. If all of that sounds like your cup of tea, then please do subscribe if you haven't already. I really love making this content and having this lovely community that checks in regularly and is so kind and supportive. So if you'd like to join my little community, this little corner of the interweb, then please do subscribe and hit the notification bell, because that lets you know when I put out content. I have been a little bit disorganized lately due to many personal reasons, but I have some fabulous content planned for the coming months, so it would be lovely to share that with you. So probably best to say, what actually is an A-line skirt, and you know, why am I so enthusiastic about it? So if you think about an A-line skirt, it's fitted at the waist and it gently flares to the hem. It can be any length, but it gently flares out. And I think the easiest way to think about an A-line skirt is to imagine the capital letter A. That is essentially the proportion, or the sort of the concept of an A-line skirt. So the A-line skirt has been around as a garment for many, many years. But it was Christian Dior, the great Christian Dior, in 1955, and his A-line collection that he presented in Paris. And it was at that point that the A-line skirt was sort of named as a concept, rather than just being a flared skirt, let's say. And there are versions of it through history. So let's have a little look at some A-line skirts from the 30s through to the 70s. Here are some A-line skirts from the 30s and 40s, and you can see that it's pretty much concept that's remained consistent. 30s versions were slightly longer and slimmer, and then the evening versions, like this Schiaparelli lobster print one, which was very famous, are longer and maybe slightly more flared. The 40s played around with a lot more flare and were often just hitting below the knee. Then here are some 1960s, 70s versions. The 60s, very much knee length, very much that sort of less fluid, less drapey, a lot more, I'm going to say cardboardy, but that sounds like I'm insulting them. I'm really not. The 70s got a lot more boho and had lots more ruffles and fun prints and patchwork and decorative features. And the 70s version of this really did inspire the Vampire's Wife designs later in the 21st century. As you know, some of my absolute favourite designs were done by Susie Cave at The Vampire's Wife. So why am I calling this a wardrobe hero? Well, I've written some notes, so I'm just going to read these for you because I want to make sure that I get it right. So number one, it's a flattering shape. It balances proportions just naturally because of the silhouette of the A-line, which means that it just works on every single body shape. It creates this really lovely silhouette on just about everybody who puts it on. Number two, it's really easy to style, so it has this incredible versatility. You can style it up, style it down, and it's still going to look great. It can be casual, it can be smart, it can be dressy, it can be vavavoumi, it can just be practical, and that is what a wardrobe hero is to me. It's that sort of versatility and practicality put together in a garment. 3, seasonal versatility. A-line skirts because you can make them in a variety of fabrics. You can line them, leave them unlined, but you can layer them. That makes them great for whatever the season, whatever the time of year. And that's a sustainable way of sewing, making a skirt in a fabric that you love and then styling it for summer or dressing it in slightly warmer layers for the colder months. Number 4, simplicity of construction. So an A-line skirt is really easy to sew and doesn't take terribly long. And it also doesn't take very much fabric. All the skirts that I've made recently, I shared one in my recent makes video last week, which had the thrift haul attached to it. Thank you so much for all the lovely comments about it. I loved making that one, and it was just really lovely to hear that you enjoyed it so much. So do expect more of that kind of content in the coming months. So all these versions were about 1.5 meters. They were just bits of fabric left over from other project. I have just really loved wearing each of these. Number 5, adaptability. So the A-line skirt, the concept itself is really simple. It's a really simple thing to draft if you don't have a pattern. And by changing up the fabrics, as I've already said, by looking at the amount of flare, you can make it more flared, you can make it a little bit more fitted, you can add pockets, you can put different waistbands on, you can use it as a skirt to go with the bodice, which is what I did with many of my dresses that I've made, because nearly always I'm looking at 30s, 40s, a bit of 70s. I've written a journal article, which is my blog essentially, to accompany this video, and I've got some pattern pics and some ideas there that I'm not sharing in this video, so do have a look in the show notes description block below, and all links to everything will be there, including that journal article. This first version of the A-line skirt is plain, and what I mean by that is I haven't added any ruffles or frills or embellishments of any kind. It's just the basic A-line shape in this viscose, which I bought a very, very long time ago from Missy Mop Fabrics, and it's a really beautiful viscose. I think I made a really lovely wrap dress with this, which I really must find, and the proportions of this are just right, I think. I really like the length of it, I like the swishability of it, and the really tiny star print gives the skirt a little bit of interest, but I can also wear this as a neutral garment, so I would just style it up with whatever I happen to have. So far you've seen a blouse and this jumper. There's a few more styling ideas on the way in this video actually. This next version has the hem ruffle, very much inspired by those 1970s A-line skirts and the skirts that The Vampire's Wife put out. And it's this sort of quite crazy polka dot, again a viscose, and I have worn this version the most actually. I really, really love it. I feel so good in it. And then this final version is another viscose, a dark floral, again from Missy Mop Fabrics a very, very long time ago. And here I am adjusting the camera, and Ghost is wondering what it is that I'm doing. And on this version I've added this really pretty eyelash chantilly lace at the bottom, and what I wanted from this style of the skirt was to get that sort of 30s bias cut effect, the slinkiness, the sort of drapiness, the looseness, but without actually having to do bias cut. I used to do a lot of bias cut when I made wedding dresses, and actually I was quite well known for it, but it just doesn't work on my body. I'm a little bit too plumptious, and I'm not sort of comfortable with something quite so clingy, but I feel this gives you the effect of the sort of 30s biasy cut. It gives you the same idea, the same concept, but without actually being bias cut. Anyway, absolutely love this one, and I'm looking forward to styling this version up in the coming weeks. You can pick up A-line skirt sewing patterns from charity shops. They were huge, particularly in the 70s, early 80s, and all the pattern companies, as far as I'm aware, have some kind of version of an A-line skirt. And I have sewn quite a few of them over the years, but I've never really been as happy with them as when I have drafted my own from my own skirt block. The A-line skirt is the absolute perfect beginner drafting project because it's so incredibly simple. And actually you don't even need to go to the faff of creating your own bespoke blocks, which are the kind of the foundational, the starting points for pattern cutting. You can successfully use just a pencil skirt pattern that you already have and just take off the seam allowance, copy it out onto some paper or card, minus the seam allowance, and then follow this tutorial that I've created for drafting your own A-line skirt. So I've created this tutorial to be really simple and clear and easy to follow. I've been teaching pattern cutting in real life for a gazillion years now. I mean decades, 3 decades I think at this point. So the way that I teach it is to make it as simple and accessible as possible. I don't want to gatekeep this skill that I feel, even if you're only creating a few simple patterns, because essentially that's really all we need in our lives. You don't have to understand all the intricacies unless of course you want to. So I think that drafting an A-line skirt pattern using my method gives you a beautifully proportioned, beautifully cut skirt. And as I've said, with all the different adaptations and fabrications and embellishments, you can really create something perfect for you, something really unique. And you can give this craft a go. Pattern cutting by hand is a craft that is sort of on its way out, what with technology and the fast fashionization of things. It's a really fabulous skill to have. And if you've ever done any sort of adapting a commercial pattern or, you know, grading between sizes, you're pattern cutting already. And if you want to give pattern cutting an A-line skirt a go, just want to have a go at pattern cutting to see if it's your sort of thing, then the link for that is below. Some favourite ways that I'm styling up my skirt. Here with a cashmere cardigan that I'm wearing as a top, essentially tucked in, and you can do it up all the way to the top to be quite prim, or you can undo a few buttons for a bit of va-va-voom. I discovered that there are a few nibbles in this, which is a bit worrying. I must sort those out. And then just to elevate the look a little bit, add a pretty scarf, which is what I'm really enjoying doing at the moment. A second knitwear look here, a black fine knit rib jumper that I got from a charity shop, but it says H&M in the label. It's got some nice details on it, and I do like that square neckline. It reminds me of Elizabethan silhouettes. And a scarf again at the neck with the doodly bits tied at the back. And here's a third outfit idea, romantic blouse, and this is a charity shop find, a cotton blouse from Gallery Lafayette. I think it was £1.50 or something, and this is just a work at home wearing some gold ballet flats. This final look is probably my favourite, styling the skirt with a graphic tee. This is my Live to Sew t-shirt, which is normally available on my website, but there are a few technical glitches at the moment. News will be coming out to subscribers when it's available again, if you're signed up to the newsletter. I'm wearing it with some boots that I was given as a birthday present by my uncle when I was 18. They certainly have stood the test of time, that cashmere cardigan and scarf, and I just feel wonderful in this outfit. The A-line skirt feels completely classic and timeless to me, which is why I've called it a wardrobe hero, and it is certainly one of the cornerstones of my spring wardrobe at the moment. It's simple, flattering, adaptable, versatile, and even more important than all of that, I have to say that I feel absolutely amazing when I wear mine. Once you understand the simplicity of drafting an A-line skirt, it really will be a concept that you're going to want to play around with and adapt and come back to time and time again. So little reminder, if you would like to draft your own, I'll leave the link below, and the links for my newsletter, which is free, and also that journal article that goes alongside this video can all be found there. As ever, my lovelies, thank you so much for taking the time to spend the time with me today. It really is one of the loveliest things in my life to have all your kindness and your support here on this little channel and in this community that we've created. I'm so grateful for it. I hope that wherever you are in the world, my lovelies, you're taking the best of care of yourself in these rather difficult times. My love is going out to you wherever you are, and I shall see you very soon. Bye.